evening, good morning, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, especially welcome to the new Vice President of Public Relations. My name is Amanda Cuda, and I'm excited to present the VP of PR session for this summer's TLI. I have been a Vice President of Education since I first joined Toastmasters in 2017, and it is actually one of my favorite roles. Today, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. You're not going to get a boring PowerPoint slide. I'm going to do a lot of screen sharing. So get ready to take lots of notes and URLs, and I hope this presentation will help inspire you to build a better social presence for your club. So I don't want to get into the boring part of a VP PR. What Toastmaster defines it as. You can look that up on Toastmasters International and read about it. What I want to show you is how to actually practically do things your club might not be doing, and maybe you can pick up some things on how to do them better. One of the most important things that I like to teach people is we have multiple audiences we're trying to reach as the VP or PR. Firstly, we're trying to reach and find new members. So we're trying to get guests to come to our meetings, check us out, because we know they will fall in love with our club like we have. But it's first finding them and then getting them there. Second thing is we also have to do this for our own members to keep them excited and engaged and updated on what's going on in our Toastmasters district. One thing that you never want to do when you are communicating to potential guests is to use jargon. And there are different ways in which we can reach the potential new guests and our members in different platforms. And I think you should really utilize that. And also the VP of PR should be working closely with the VP of membership as well. So when you do that, you're creating events, themed club events, open house events, get creative, and also speechcraft. That's also a great way to find new people and help somebody work towards their DTM project. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I've got notes on a separate slide. That's why my eyes keep gazing over there to make sure that I'm covering everything for you guys. So first thing, one of the things we can start by doing is simply by having a Facebook page. I know there are a lot of clubs that I see don't have a Facebook page or haven't used their Facebook page in years. Now, this is actually really relevant because I am a Toastmaster from Australia. That is the funny accent. And when I moved to the US, the very first two things I needed to do was one, get my new driver's license, and two, find a Toastmasters club. And I went searching for Toastmasters clubs that suit my day and time that I wanted to join a club. But I also wanted to find a club that was active and engaging, because my club in Australia was starting to dwindle down, and I really just wasn't interested in finding a club that I had to revive. I wanted to find a club that was already exciting, and I looked at their social media pages, because if a club hadn't posted on their social media page in 2 years, I knew that they were probably struggling with their membership, and I wasn't really interested in having to revive a club. I had different Toastmaster skills and goals I was looking for. So as PR, you can be attracting already existing Toastmasters looking for a club, or they've moved cities and looking for a club, or people who are new to Toastmasters and looking for somewhere exciting to call home. So let me share with you one of the things I think is really important that you should be doing when looking at your social media presence. And of course, like any good tech person, I have 1,000 tabs open. So I'm just going to share with you my home club because that's what information I have to share. So I've just finished up as president. I haven't been the current VP or PR for a little while now. So our page isn't updated as what I would like it to be, but I'm excited for our new VP or PR who is starting today, and she and I have had many conversations and she will be getting lots happening. So it's simple to create a Toastmasters Facebook page. I'm not going to go into today how to create basic things. You can Google that and find heaps of information on how to do that if you don't already know how to set up a page. And hopefully somebody in your club will know how to do that. So here we go. This is Valid Voices. This was an old photo, but it shows a lot of members, so I keep it there. We were meeting in person and now we are an online club only. So as you can see, I'm in an admin page, so I have lots of access to different things on the side that I can do. This is a post letting people know that we are no longer meeting in person, and we've pinned that to the top. And then you can see down here, it has been a few months since we've posted, but I can tell you a few months is better than a few years. So this one here, we're just talking about going through pathways. And what I was trying to do was to let people know the different types of things you can do with that educational system. Because people don't understand when they join Toastmasters, they know that they're coming to learn to be a better speaker, to gain confidence, but they don't know we have this whole educational program. So this was me getting excited to let people know that you can actually do something by understanding emotional intelligence. I had a post about our weekly theme. This is when I was being quite active as the PR. And our club, even though we're an online club, we do a once a month lunch just to catch up, to get that in-person feel still. So when you can try and have the VP or PR actually connect with your members, that's also another important thing. Find out who is the table topics master, what are they going to be presenting on, or post afterwards. This was the post after a club meeting to say what our word of the day was. It just gives a bit more engagement. Our club also has a monthly award, and this is awarded to our member. And then we also had an open house. So also create events. So one of the things that every Toastmaster does is their meeting, whether it be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, your meeting is an event. So if you click on the events tab, there should be an event coming up. Now the events, you can actually have them reoccurring. And that's what I suggest. Ours are, I believe, reoccurring till the end of the year, or at least until November. Facebook will only let you set a reoccurring event for a certain period of time. So make sure when you're getting close to the time ending that you create more events. So here we go. Where leaders are made, you can change the cover, do all the things you want to do on that. It is an event by Valid Voices Toastmasters, of course, because I created on there. Here is information about our meeting, and it doesn't have the jargon. It lets people know that we're a massive network with clubs all over. We're non-for-profit. Here are some benefits you can get by joining Toastmasters. But my favorite part of this event says here, to join our meeting, please register for the Zoom link. So what I did was I created a Google form. Again, if you don't know how to create a Google form, please Google how to create a Google form. And when you click on the Google form, it will say guest registration for Valid Voices Toastmasters. It tells you that we meet every Thursday on Zoom, except for public holidays from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. MST. And I did put the state and city in which we are based out of, because that is also where we meet for our monthly lunches. Now, we still have members all over the country that join our meetings, and we always joke and tell them that they need to let us know and come visit so we can organize a lunch for them. So it has basic information on here: first name, last name, email address, and phone number. You can see the little stars. I make these required mandatory fields. And then I just want to know how they found out about us. Did they find out about us through Meetup, an internet search, word of mouth, or it gives them a chance to fill in other? It's always really good to know that metric on where you are getting guests coming in from. And that way you know that if they have a lot of people clicking on Meetup, that's a good platform for us to keep using. When they fill in that guest registration form, and I can actually do a test one for you guys now, the next page is a thank you page. Thank you for your interest. Please see below, it has our meeting day, and then I give them a little bit more information. I let them know to log in 10 minutes before the meeting starts, because as Toastmasters, we start right on time, and a lot of Zoom meetings, they will generally start on time, but we want to get to know the guests. I like to be able to jump on, ask them some questions, find out what their goals are, ask them why they came here, get them comfortable talking to us. So then as the president opens up the meeting and the president asks them the question, they already have that confidence and I guess practice of saying those things. So it's a win-win for everybody. I let them know that our meeting starts at 12 p.m. and it finishes at 1 p.m. And then we have a post-Toasties lunch the first Thursday of every month. We hang out, catch up on Zoom. This is really important, especially for our members who are not local. It gives them the Zoom link and even Zoom instructions. This was more important when we first started meeting online back in early 2020. A lot of people didn't know how to use Zoom, and we had a lot of older members who have never used it before. So I actually just created a how-to. I also let them know that they can find a guest information packet on our website. And then if they have any questions to please let me know. What's cool about this form is not only does it pop up immediately to let them know that their registration has been submitted, but it also emails it to them as well. It says, thank you for contacting Valued Voices Toastmasters. So they have it in their email, and it pretty much has the exact same information with a little bit more, and it gives them everything. So it gives them the Zoom link, what we're doing, and all of that. It also, what I also do with this is not only does it email to the person, but it also emails to the club officers as well. So then every club officer knows that we just had a new guest registration. And why is that important? Because if the president or the VPE, the people who open the meeting, aren't available to attend that meeting, whoever the next officer is to open up the meeting of the day can already see that we will potentially have guests at that meeting. And for our officers, there is this PDF here that has their information that they can then contact them. So I really like that. So make sure, now this is something that, again, myself not being the VP of PR recently, I don't like that it says one. I was actually having a conversation with my business partner just yesterday about finding events and networking. How do we meet new people? And we went on to Meetup and we were looking up events in her area. She's in a different state to me. She said, well, I don't want to attend that meeting. It only had one person in attendance. I told her, sadly, from my experiences with Toastmasters, the numbers here don't really affect the number of people going. And if you looked up our meetup as well, so we have our own club meetup page. And if I click on, there we go, upcoming meetings, or I can even just show you the past meeting. So yesterday, club meeting yesterday, it said 3 people went. If I showed you the past meeting from yesterday, it shows you that there were 4 people in attendance. Now, none of that was true. We actually had 12 people in attendance for our meeting, which was pretty good considering it was a meeting just before 4th of July long weekend. But it's sad that people might not come to our meetings not knowing this. So one of the things as VPPR, tell all your members to click on going to every single meeting, whether they are attending or not. Because the people who actually click on, you're not going to get everybody in your club to click on the social media links. I can name 4 members from my club off the top of my head that will never click saying on going on social media, just because they're not social media people. Our secretary of the club isn't even on Facebook. So what if you have the other people clicking on going, it probably will even out to the true numbers. So give a big push, ask for your vice president of education or the president to allow some time at the meeting to let your club know that you're really trying to push your social media profiles, your events, and you need everybody to click on going. So you could literally just go out of the meeting and tell everybody, I'll do it on Facebook, just click on every link and just say that you're going. Now, I did create this meeting, and I know I'm not going to be there next week, but I'm going to click on going anyway, because it's okay. If a friend of mine sees that I'm going to a Toastmasters meeting and they are so sick of hearing me tell them to come to a Toastmasters meeting that they've finally given up and they're like, well, Amanda's going to this meeting, I'm going to go. And if I'm not there, it's not a big deal. If they tell people, oh, I found this on Facebook through Amanda, they will just be really excited. Like, yeah, we know Amanda, she couldn't make it today. She's on holidays with her husband and whatever, but they will still make the person feel very welcome. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Now, the other thing our club does, so again, your page is for your members, but it is more for the guests. So just keep that in mind when you're posting here. One of the things you can do to create engagement within your club is you can have a private Facebook group. So this is our club here. Again, we have a private Facebook group. We have 32 members, and there's old members in there as well, which is really good. They see us posting things, and we know eventually they do come and visit us, which is always really fun. I made a post yesterday in the group to thank everybody that we ended the year hitting all of our DCP goals, our Distinguished Club Performance goals, and we even exceeded a couple as well. So we did really well, and I'm super proud of our club. This is to let people know about our next Valued Voices lunch. Super excited. You have to be a member of our club to come and join. We may let you come and visit one lunch for free, but please come be a member. And then this is our new president, and we like to keep things, come to Toastmasters to work on building qualities that keep you fresh in life. So here we go. I also posted when the trio does a message to the club, people don't read their emails. I know that might come as a little surprise to you all, but I do also pop in things as well. And it was a really nice message, especially it was the last message from the trio from the last year. We let people know about lunch. I feel like this about lunch. That's a happy birthday message for me. And also, you know, one of our members, not technically savvy, she wants to know where she sends people to, and I reminded her, here is the link for the guest registration form. Because not all of our members, since we've had this in place, remember or know that we have this guest registration form. So please, if I use your Google form, one of the biggest things I have heard so many times from people just in this short 5-year lifespan of me being a Toastmaster is that people try and contact a club to go visit them and they hear crickets. They get nothing back. So I love that I have this guest registration form. It is very clear to the person to complete the form, and they're going to get an automatic email back with all the details, welcoming them to join. And we get guests a lot. That is something at our club we do not have a problem with doing. Okay, so our next topic of conversation is also going to be some ways. I'm going to go back to Meetup a little bit. So as I mentioned, this is my club. We have a Toastmasters account. Sorry, Meetup account. Meetup is expensive. I can't remember the exact price from memory. I want to say it's $100 a year or 6 months. Double check it. You can do that. The other thing I'm actually wanting to find out is we're using a lot of, getting a lot of discounts with non-for-profit. So we're just getting a new Toastmaster Club Zoom account. Currently, my club has been using my business account. Due to privacy reasons, I cannot give my other club members access to my account. So we've had to move to get our own account. And you can actually contact Toastmasters International. They have a 50% off code to get a Zoom account. So our pro account's about $150 a year. And with the Toastmasters code, you can get 50% off. So contact Toastmasters International for that code. And if you see if Meetup has that option for a nonprofit, I'm not sure. That's something I didn't look into, but that's something I'm sure you can look into. If you don't want to get your own club, District 3 has their own Meetup. Here we go. District 3 Toastmasters. Okay, that is talking about the Tucson Valley Visionaries meeting, but if I click on District 3 Toastmasters, please allow for internet loading times. This is the fun thing of doing live calls. Okay, so here we go. District 3 Toastmasters. Click on events. I actually like looking, personally for me, I actually like clicking on the calendar view, if you didn't know that was an option, because I want to see what days and times work for me. So I can click here and look, next week, these meetings probably won't be on because it's 4th of July. Keep that in mind. But for the rest, I can click on a Tuesday and I can see by time order of that day which clubs I'm meeting. And that's pretty neat. So if you do not have your own Meetup account, please contact District 3 to get that on there. The way to do that is contact the AZ Toastmasters webmaster by going to web@aztoastmasters.org. Email them, let them know that you would like to pop your events on here, and they will make that happen for you. And the other thing you can do as well, if you have a event, now there should be no excuses or reasons why you can't have a club Facebook page. It is free, so there is no excuse for that. But you can also pop into the District 3 Toastmasters member group. You can just search that in the search bar up here. And we have 1.1 thousand members. Pretty neat. Make sure all your members know about this and that they're in here as well. And you can put in here all of your events that are coming up as well. So if you have an open house or a fun theme, or something that you have really engaging, please go ahead and pop it in the District 3 Toastmasters, because again, we have a lot of members in our district that are part of multiple clubs. And it's great having a seasoned Toastmaster join your club. You don't have to go through all the groundwork of training them like you would a new member, and you potentially have a new mentor in your club for new members as well. So don't ever underestimate that. When you're doing something like an open house, another good website that you can use would be Eventbrite. That's going to go straight to my business page, probably. Not sure what it will come up as. Okay, yeah, that's my business page. So let me get out of there. Okay. So if I was looking for public speaking, let's see if anybody here is using Eventbrite. We do. We have Downtown Phoenix is using it. Look at this. So if definitely put your open house on here, or even your normal meeting. So that would be something fun that you can look at using as well. Find use multiple platforms as well. Don't just go, I put it up on Facebook, that's enough. No, that is never enough. Try using LinkedIn, try using Meetup, try using Facebook, try using Eventbrite, any other event websites that you can think of. I'm fairly new to America, so I'm not sure what everybody else uses here, but there are some things to think about and use. Okay, now also with sorry, I'm skipping around a little bit. I hope you're staying with me. So not only do you want all of your members to click on going in your Facebook groups or your Meetup groups, but particularly on Facebook, tell them to invite people as well. There's this little tab and I can go through and I can select, there's our president. I'm going to invite her. She was an old member. So always make sure that you tell people, your members, to invite you. Let the members know you will create the info, you will create the event, but it's super, super important that they help being a part of growing the club. It's not a lie. There are statistics out there, don't know off the top of my head. I could make them up, but there is a percentage of members that will drop off every year, and you really need an X amount of members to be able to come in and fill those positions, which is part of what that DCP goal is. When you look at that I posted, it will say your base membership to date and how many are required. So these Toastmasters has this for a reason, to keep making sure that your club is thriving. And it thrives when people get together and invite people. I believe you should probably do an open house minimum every quarter. That way you're keeping that engagement as well. Try get a speech craft on the calendar also. Okay, so a couple of last things about social media before I get into how we do some design work as well. Just on LinkedIn, I've heard people say that LinkedIn is really fantastic for corporate clubs and it's not so great for community clubs. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't have a presence on there if you're a community club. Definitely go ahead. Value Voices does have a LinkedIn profile. It has not really been updated, but there is a presence on there. And if they click on there and they see that we are a club, they might then go ahead and research and see if they can find us on other social medias where we are more active. Another cool thing you can do is TikTok. Yes, I said it. If you don't know what TikTok is, you really should get on board. When you do activate a TikTok account, just allow to go down the rabbit hole for a few hours of working out what it is, watching funny videos, inspiring videos, getting some other weird education on there. TikTok is a very interesting platform, and we really do all know that video is the way to go these days. I was actually just at a social media event yesterday. I attend social media events regularly because things keep changing. A social media event that I went about Facebook 10 years ago is very different to the information I learned yesterday. And they spoke a lot about Instagram Reels and TikTok. With TikTok, one of the ideas, and this wasn't my idea, this was out now newly as of today, current district director Karen Hewitt. I had a meeting with her and our technology chair, Angel Loran, before I did this recording, just to talk to them about what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, and if there was anything that I missed. Karen suggested TikTok. And I was like, so Karen, how would you use TikTok for Toastmasters? And she suggested that you could do a table topics. And the table topics would be that you would ask the question and then people could respond back with a duet. So if you don't know what that means, is you'll see that somebody will have posted a TikTok doing whatever, and then you have somebody doing a duet, which is half the screen is playing whatever video they decide to do the duet on, and then your reaction. So you could do the duet where it is the person asking the table topics question, and then you could reply back with your table topics questions. Table topics answer. So that's one way you can do it. You can talk about the word of the day. You could say, here's the word of the day. Do a duet and tell us how you would use the word of the day in a sentence. So it's just using different ways to get your club out there and engaging, get other TikTokers out there to engage, because I've seen a lot of people on social media that honestly do make me cringe, and I wish that they would join Toastmasters just so they could learn to be a better speaker. So that's one thing that you can do. Now, I want to talk about Canva. Canva is a design program, and it's a pretty cool design program, and it's a lot of plug and play. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so I already have my Canva account open. Now, what I want to tell you about Canva is that you can get a paid free nonprofit account, which is super cool because there are a lot of free things on Canva. Don't get me wrong. It took me, I think, until early last year that I actually started using a paid account for my business, but you can get a free non-for-profit account. And the way to do that is literally Google Canva non-for-profit account. Here you go, it comes up Canva, your guidelines. It's going to ask you what documentation you need for the United States, and you're going to need this 501c3 tax exemption from the IRS. I don't know if I've said that correctly. Again, not from the US. This is all really new stuff for me. And so when you go into Toastmasters, and you can literally take that detail, go into Google, as I did earlier before this presentation, I typed in Toastmasters, that number, and here it put up for me an IRS group exemption letter. It's very old school, but it works. So if you click on the letter, I thought I already had it open. Let me try and open it again. There we go. Yes, it was dated back in a year. I can't even, I can't even see. I can't even read that. Here we go. July 1962. It still works. This letter will work. My club just did this recently. So you submit this letter. I know it's very old, but if you submit this letter along to Canva, you can get a free account for your club, which is what we've done. So I did do a little slide for that as well. If you want to take a screenshot. Okay, moving along. So you go into Canva. Here we go. Let me see. Recent designs. Fantastic. I tried to bring them all up. So this is where you can get creative to do things. I did steal this image off the internet, but for the purposes of when you're doing the banner for your Facebook event, there are different sizes for different social media. So when you do create a Canva, make sure you're creating it in the right size. So you've got here Facebook cover. Now the Facebook cover is probably the cover for your profile, which I believe is different sizing. So we click on that, that's 1640 by 924. And this is 1920. So you want to make sure you click on the Facebook event cover to get the right dimension. So that's what I essentially did with this image here. I think I just opened it twice. This is the correct dimensions. So if I was to try and put this image directly into the Facebook event, it would come out all funny. But if I put it in the correct sizing, then I can download this and upload it for a cover page as well. So these are things you want to be looking out for when you're doing events. Some other cool things I've done for our club is, let's see. I created a template for this week's meeting theme. Now, it's probably a good time that I pause for a moment and let people know that we have specific branding for Toastmasters that we have to use. There isn't a whole lot of colors to choose from. I feel like my internet's a little bit slow. Okay. So if you click on, type in brand portal, click in here, you can actually download the brand manual. Now, I'm not going to train on this. I think there's videos on the District 3 YouTube channel about the brand manual. It's something I don't feel we need to go into today, but please download it. And when you do download it, it will actually show you all the color templates that you can use, the specific colors, and also what fonts we can use, how the logo needs to be used as well. So it gives you good and bad examples. You really should never, ever alter what the logo is. So don't try and make it green or red or whatever club colors you want to use. These are your primary colors for your color palette, and there's an accent color. We also have, it talks about transparencies, badges you can use, fonts. So really your color and your font templates are the biggest things you want to use. Now, last time I tried to put Gotham font into Canva, it wouldn't let me use it. So let me just see if Canva have updated it. Nope, Canva have not updated it. So if you're using a different design program, they might allow for that font type. Canva doesn't. And here are your free alternatives. So Montserrat, I don't know how to say that. And when you go into Canva, it is definitely there. The cool thing about Canva as well is that you can actually do a brand kit. You can upload all of these in here. So what sort of colors I have for my business, but up here, brand colors. So you can just plug them in. It will ask for a number. So why you need to download the brand manual is you will go up here. You'll find the color and you can see it has the numbers here already. So you just copy that, go in here and put that in. it says it's already in my color palette, which is obviously there. So that's essentially how you would do that. And then the same, oh, let me delete that. And then the same here, you can actually put in the fonts as well. So whenever you're going to create things in Canva, when I click on here and I want to change it, it already tells me that these are my brand kit. Here we go. My brand kit. So I have it as the bold and the classic and the standard fonts that you can use. So this was the original graphic that I've created. If anybody attended the social media Get It Done meetings I was doing the last several months, you could also see that these evolved. This was pretty basic. We evolved it to add a logo, the club name, the club website, our meeting. So it was this week's meeting theme, but the date as well. So people could also see that. We played around with doing different colors, putting it in different positions. So play around with it. Canva is really fun. How did I come up with these templates? You can just go through and search on templates here, and they already have fun templates that you can use, and you just find something that you like, and then you can completely change the colors once you have the colors in here as well. I really love using Canva. I use it so much. So you can see here, this one says it's a pro image. I have a pro account, so I can click on it and use it. If you don't have a pro account, like this image here, it doesn't say it has that little crown. So that's a free image. So I can come here and I can totally play with this. I can come in here and I'm like, nope, that's my brand color. I want to make that the red color. Probably not, doesn't look that great, maybe yellow. So I can come in here and I can play with all the things, and I can write down here, if it'll let me. Oh, no, I don't think I can edit that. But I can come down here and I can write Toastmasters, valued voices, whatever. I can increase the font, the size of it. I can do all the things. I can move that around, and it's just a really, really easy program. I can come into my uploads. I can find an image of one of my members that I previously uploaded, if I can find one really quickly. Here we go. This is Eduardo, one of our members. I can come in here and, you know, move it around. And maybe I wanted to spotlight Eduardo because she did something really cool. I can come and do things like that. So these are all the types of different things that you can actually do and play around in Canva that I love to create. So really get your creativity on when you're doing that. Let me give you some other examples of some images I've created. I also did a word of the day. And this is just really good stuff to keep your Facebook page updated and up to date so people know you are an active club. So here we go. I did a word of the day. The day was undaunted. I already showed you that on the previous page. Another one of the things I did for new guests is break the barriers, not your budget. This is all stuff that comes from directly from Toastmasters International. Have a look around and see what's there for you to play with. I said join Toastmasters and you will increase your public speaking skills, build leadership skills, maximize your potential. What I actually did with these ones here is we created our open house event on Facebook, had all the members sign in, join, invite people. And then every couple of days, I would do one of these posts. I will let people know all the different things that they will learn when they join Toastmasters. And then I made sure that I had the members like and comment on that, because when they do that and they invite people to the event, it will show me that Greg liked and commented on this post in an event that you're a part of. So have a look around. These are just some other templates I just decided to add here that I could use for future posts. One thing you never want to do with Toastmasters, this goes against guidelines, is use clip art. So what is clip art? Clip art is like that image, you know, great for my meditation events, but not really so great for Toastmasters. It doesn't look professional at all. So have a look, make sure you're not using anything that looks cartoony. That would be the best thing to say. You know, if I clicked on these images and I clicked on this lady, you know, that is a cartoon pictures. We are not a cartoon organization. Don't use them. They look really bad and unprofessional. If you go back to our brand portal, there is actual, logo and design elements. You go through here. There is some really good resources. I think, let me see if it's in the marketing resources. There are actually professional images that Toastmasters have taken of people that you have permission to use. So please go ahead, come in here, download everything possible. Have a watch their videos, look at all the things, and here we go, professional images. So look, you have all the images. You don't need to go get your club together to station to do a photo shoot. No one has the time. We're a volunteer organization. Just use what Toastmasters has provided for us. You can just click on the image and you can download it somewhere. What do you download? I just clicked on it, and it's probably a matter of just right clicking and go save image as. So, you know, it has all the branding we need. So definitely utilize the brand portal on TI Toastmasters as much as possible. There is also a thing about quality over quantity. Again, please don't go against branding guidelines. There is a big push, you know, at my social media event yesterday. They were asking people, well, how many posts do you make for your business? Someone was like, never. Someone said too much. Someone said maybe a couple of times a week. And the response from the presenter was, do more. Even the person who said thinks that they're doing too much. They said you can never do enough posting. Don't ever think that. However, Toastmasters, making sure we're keeping in our branding guidelines, do make sure you have quality over quantity. If you do have any questions about branding as well, let me add this to another slide so you can copy it down. Anything about, sorry, the brand manual. Let me just put this in a way that I can get this up here for you. Please email, I think it's brand@toastmasters.org. If it doesn't work, just again, Google it. Another thing you can do is email newsletters. I don't personally do the email newsletters because I know that the district put out a lot of newsletters. I think it's not something that I need to hide or lie about. People don't read their emails. You know, it's something I get frustrated with all the time. I send out very detailed emails about things, and then I get questions about what I put in the email. My husband and I always joke, nobody reads emails, but you can do a club newsletter, but you don't have to do it weekly, monthly, daily. You can do that every 3 to 6 months and highlight what's coming up. If you've done a successful, you know, club success plan with the club officers at the start of the year, which I hope you're all doing, and if you are wondering what a club success plan is, please ask your president. Please ask your president to schedule a meeting. It will be a very long club officer meeting, but it will be how you hit your DC goals and how you can all work together really well as club officers. So you should have a plan during that club success plan and go, okay, I'm going to do an open house. I'm going to schedule it at these times. Make sure you check. I don't like to plan a big event like that if I know we're in the middle of holidays, or, you know, say 4th of July is this weekend for me recording this video. I would not plan an open house 2 weeks leading up or 2 weeks leading after. I just want it. We're in the middle of peak summer in the US. We finally get some sunshine in states that don't, completely irrelevant to Arizona. I heard people say that they hibernate during summer, which was a very weird concept for me. I love summer. So make sure that you are looking at public holidays, what's going on. It's going to be at a really good time where you can capture the most amount of people. So have a think about when that could be. And then in your club newsletter, you can say we're doing an open house here, or we're going to be doing a speech craft, whatever it is that your club goals are, make sure you've noted them down. I have covered a lot of information today. I'm just going to take a quick second to see if I've covered everything I do want to cover for the moment. Okay, and I believe I have. So if you do one thing today, please go ahead. Make sure you get your club, get access to your club Facebook page if you haven't already. If you don't have a club Facebook page, create one right now and then create an event. And then at your next club officer meeting, get some time on the agenda to let your members know that you are really trying to push the PR in your club. And it can be just as simple as getting everybody on board, because the more the numbers show on social media, it gives you social proof, and hopefully you'll get more members. Google how to do a Google form if you don't know how to do that, and make sure that Google form is listed on all your socials, your club website, everywhere. You want that form to be seen and people to utilize it very well. If you do have any questions, please get back to the Public Relations Manager of District 3. And follow me on social media as well if you would like more information on ideas for clubs and business. You can literally just Google me, Amanda Cuda. I'll probably show up everywhere, except for the other Amanda Cuda in the US who's a doctor and an author. They're probably not the people to follow. You can, I don't know what their socials are like. I just get random emails from them. So that is all for me today. I'm wishing you a very, very successful public relations role for the next 6 to 12 months, and I'm sure you will do amazing and get your club moving forward and really help to grow that membership base and have your club thriving. That's it for me. Have a good one. Bye.